Senator Mazie Hirono lost her mind, cursed, and melted down on Wednesday during a congressional hearing with Attorney General Bill Barr. The Hawaii Democrat used her entire 7 minutes of allotted time to lecture and attack Barr because she thinks he is acting like President Donald Trump's personal attorney. "Where should we send your free Trump 2020 hat? Enter your address here." Hirono got so mad that she demanded Barr give us some credit for knowing what the hell is going on around here. Mr. Barr, the American people know you are no different from Rudy Giuliani or Kellyanne Conway, or any of the other people who sacrificed their once decent reputation for the liar who sits in the Oval Office, Hirono began. You once turned down a job offer from Donald Trump to represent him as his private attorney. At your confirmation hearing you told Senator Feinstein that the job of Attorney General is not the same as representing the president, so you know the difference, but you've chosen to be the president's lawyer and side with him over the interest of the American people, she said. To start with, you should never have been involved in supervising the Robert Mueller investigation. You wrote a 19-page unsolicited memo, which you admit was not based on any fact, attacking the premise of half of the investigation, the senator added. And you also should have insisted that Deputy Attorney General Rob Rosenstein recuse himself, she continued. He was not just a witness to some of the president's obstructive behavior, we now know he was in frequent personal contact of the president, a subject of the investigation, Hirono said. Voter poll, do you support term limits for members of Congress? Watch, you should have left it to career officials. Then, once the report was delivered by the special counsel, you delayed its release for more than 2 weeks and let the president's personal lawyers look at it before you even deigned to let public or the Congress see it, she said. When you called Mueller to discuss his letter, the reports are that he thought your summary was giving the press, Congress, and the public a misleading impression of his work, Hirono said. She exclaimed, he asked you to release the report summaries to correct the misimpression you created, but you refused. When you finally did decide to release the reports over a congressional recess and on the eve of 2 major religious holidays, you called a press conference, to once again try to clear Donald Trump before anyone had a chance to read the special counsel's report, and come to their own conclusions. But when we read the report, we knew Robert Mueller's concerns were valid, and that your version of events was false. You used every advantage of your office to create the impression that the president was cleared of misconduct, she continued. Nationwide poll, was Obama the worst president in history? You put the power and authority of the Office of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice behind a public relations effort to help Donald Trump protect himself, Hirono continued, waving her hands in the air. Finally, you lied to Congress. You told Representative Charlie that you didn't know what objectives Mueller's team might to be the March so-called summary, she continued. From the beginning, you're addressing an audience of one. That person being Donald Trump. That's why before the bombshell news of yesterday evening, 11 of my Senate colleagues and I called on the Department of Justice Inspector General, and Office of Professional Responsibility, to investigate the way you have handled the Mueller report, she said. But now, we know more about your deep involvement in trying to cover up for Donald Trump. Being Attorney General of the United States is a sacred trust, she added. Hirono said, you have betrayed that trust. America deserves better. You should resign. I have some questions for you. Did the White House exert any influence on your decision, whether to allow Special Counsel Mueller to testify in Congress and when? Barr, after being berated for 7 minutes, responded with one word, no. Related. Donald Trump slapped Nancy Pelosi with a lawsuit that made her head spin. Related. Clinton-connected Dem arrested for horrifying crimes against young children. You might like Let's Block Ads. Why?